I would say happy Monday, 8th graders, but it is not a happy Monday. My name is Farmer Wendy, and I have a lot on my mind, and I thought I'd share some of it with you. I am a farmer from western Pennsylvania. I grow all kinds of grains, corn, wheat, barley, and with some of my leftover grain, I make whiskey. Americans like whiskey. I can make a lot of money selling on whiskey. Well, the government has all this debt they have to pay off. And you know how they're going to pay it off? They're going to charge taxes on my whiskey. So how am I going to make any money if I have to pay these large taxes? Well, that government, that George Washington, he has another thing coming. This guy is not going to pay his taxes. And even though we are social distancing right now, I'm going to get all the farmers together and we are going to protest. We are going to burn down buildings. We're going to go after tax collectors. We are going to make a stand. We are not going to follow that Constitution. We are not going to pay our taxes. Hello, fellow citizens. This is President Washington. You may have heard that there are some farmers quite upset in western Pennsylvania and Kentucky about a little tax that I have created. Well, I have the power of the Constitution behind me, and I will be letting them know that they cannot violate laws in their protests. America is a wonderful land, and you can voice your opinions about things, but at the end of the day, you have to follow the law. So me and my forces are going to go and put our foot down and end this rebellion now. When you are a citizen of the United States, you will pay your taxes. We saw in the Shays Rebellion what can happen if a government can't enforce order. Well, now under the much more powerful Constitution, we will put an end to this. Happy Monday, 8th graders. Hopefully those two brief skits showed you two sides of the debate that we are going to look at today. If you could please turn in your book to page 252. Hit pause if you need to, if you don't have your book open. We're going to read page 252 together and jump into the conflict between these farmers who are making whiskey and the United States government. Washington faced a difficult challenge while in office. Britain and France were pushing against the United States to get more involved in their conflicts. President Washington stood firm against this pressure. Native Americans, aided by British and Spain, fought the western advance of American settlers. And in addition, there was a growing unrest within the American population. And then we're going to read about the unrest in America under the Whiskey Rebellion. The new government wanted to collect taxes on some products made in the United States. In 1791, Congress passed a tax on the manufacture and sale of whiskey, a type of alcohol made from grain. Western Pennsylvania farmers were especially upset by this tax. Their anger turned to violence. In 1794, an armed mob attacked tax collectors and burned down buildings. This protest, called the Whiskey Rebellion, alarmed government leaders. They viewed it as a challenge to the power of this new government. Washington sent federal troops to meet the challenge. His action sent this strong message to the public. The government will use force to maintain order. All right. I'm going to have you kind of continue to delve into the Whiskey Rebellion today because it just shows the power of the new Constitution. Before, under the Articles, the government couldn't really maintain this order. But Washington is going to kind of make an example of this and say, no, I will use troops. I will use force to maintain order. You cannot be destructive in your protest. You need to pay your taxes. And so that is kind of a precedence that he is going to set. If you would look in today's classroom, let me pull that up a minute. Oops. Sorry, loading. In today's classroom, you will have a list to follow like normal, and in there is your assignment. You're going to first watch a Mr. Betts video. This one isn't to a crazy song. This is just an illustration, kind of drawings as he's talking. So watch that. As you watch, write 3 bullets of information that you learn from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the video. Okay, so you're going to learn about the Whiskey Rebellion through Mr. Betts. This one also rewinds a little bit and talks about what we talked about on Thursday with Alexander Hamilton, and that leads into the Whiskey Rebellion. Then next, you're going to watch this video from Discovery Education. This is just about the Whiskey Rebellion. It is very short. And as you watch, could you please answer these 6 questions, kind of fill in the blank, okay? Then finally, we read page 252 together. You're going to just read page 253 and then the top paragraph of 254, so very short. And you're going to answer these simple questions as you go. I think some of you might not be doing a great job of reading and answering. Take your time. There's not a lot of reading, but please take your time and answer those questions. Please bold or change the color of your font to answer those. And then you may hit submit. And that's all I have for you today. Just one note, if you haven't submitted your picture with your envelope and your letter to your resident at the end of Westport, please do that by tomorrow. The pictures that you have sent in are just so heartwarming. I honestly get a little teary when they come through. I am so proud of you guys and your effort to spread joy to people that need it. So have fun as you watch these videos and you read more about the Whiskey Rebellion. Do your very best work. Contact me with questions, all right? Thanks, Chargers.